A Nigerian man has been deported back to Nigeria by his wife of 7 years. This brother is now in Nigeria as we speak. He is saying that he cannot believe that the woman that he invested everything that he had for to bring the woman to the UK, he cannot believe that it is the same woman who arranged for him to be sent back to the UK. The woman is saying that she had to protect herself and her two children, that deporting the man and ending the relationship is the best decision that she has ever made. The man's family, they are now up in arms against the woman. They are saying that they cannot believe that they are the woman that their brother paid bride price for, would not turn her back against the man who brought her to the UK. Let me know what your views are, whether you support what this lady has done or you think that the man is wrong and therefore it is right for the woman to deport the man back to the UK. There are valuable lessons that can be learned from this money story. Frank is my name. On this channel, we share the latest updates about immigrant lived experiences in the diaspora to inform and educate our audience. Knowledge, they say, is power. One of the best ways to learn in life is to learn from other people's success and failure. Let's dive into the story of this guy. His name is Audu. Audu was a businessman in Nigeria. He was doing very well into car business. Business was good for Audu. He was traveling around. Audu was traveling around. He was traveling around the world, going everywhere. Business was doing very, very well for him. Business became slow when Tinubu's government introduced deregulation of the Nigerian economy, when the Nigerian currency was floated. That made a lot of things become difficult for Audu. Audu used to be the one that goes abroad, bring cars to abroad. It brings cars from abroad, bring them to Nigeria, and he never had any problem. In fact, Audu's brother who contacted me said when the wife brought the idea of traveling out of Nigeria many years ago, Audu has always said, I am not going abroad. I am going to make my money in Nigeria. It is when things became bad for him, that is when the idea came back to travel. Meanwhile, Audu, this guy, he was an IT guy before he went into business in Nigeria. When the idea came to travel, he then decided to bring his wife as the main applicant. He paid for the COS. According to Audu, more than 12 million naira is what he paid when COS first started coming up. Audu's plan was that the wife and the two children would come with him to the UK. The wife will be the main applicant. He will be dependent. Audu said, I don't want to work in care. I just don't like the idea of me working in care, looking after vulnerable people. I want to return back to IT. That was the plan. The wife, they arrived in the UK. The wife got a job with the company that brought her. She was working. The wife noticed that when Audu was in the UK, whenever he gets a job, he applies for a job, Audu will do the job. After 2 weeks, he'll start complaining to his wife, waking up in the morning. I don't want to be waking up in the morning. This job is too hard. I'm not getting paid enough. The wife said she was the one that was carrying the family responsibility. Audu had 3 jobs in the UK and he was always sacked, or he would always come back and say, oh, you know what, this job is for lazy people. I cannot come to abroad and start looking after people. I start packing people's. Audu was always having excuses not to do the job. The wife said Audu was always having excuses not to do the job because every time she find a job, Audu would always bring excuse not want to do the job. The wife said it got to the point after Audu was sacked for the second job She was the one that then applied. She went online, went on Indeed, applied for a job for the husband. The man got an email and said to the wife, "Oh, babe, I just got an email about a job. Why am I?" The wife said, "I am the one that applied for this job for you because I am tired. I am the one that is carrying all the family responsibility. I am the one that is doing everything." The wife said, although I wasn't working to even help her with the children, she will do night shifts. And the children, when it gets to the time to go and pick the children from school, she will then have to wake up around 2 to 3 to go and pick the boy. Audu will just be home, not doing anything. He will tell the wife to go and bring to go and pick the child. The wife said she started carrying the strain of this relationship. She was tired. She worked. She's the one that pays all the bill, and she's the one that Audu expects her to do all the housework as well. She will come back from work. She will make the house dirty. Audu will eat to even wash dishes. Audu doesn't wash dishes. The wife said she's tired of this guy. Every time she wants to complain, the guy will say, "Oh, now that you are in England, you're working now. You think you now have freedom. Now you're working in England. You're making money. You think you don't listen to me again. You're being rude. The things I used to do in Nigeria, you don't do it." The woman said, "How am I go? I'm trying." The woman said, "I am trying to do everything to be loyal, to respect my husband, but the man still expects me to go back from work long, pay a bill for me to put food on the table." The woman said she will cook for Audu to even go to the kitchen to go and bring food to feed himself food. Audu will say, "No, you have to put the food on the table." And when she even put the food on the table, the man will say, "Oh, you put me food. You didn't bow down, you didn't greet me like that." The woman said, "For God's sake, this is England. I am the one." It got to a point that the pastor was involved in trying to reconcile Audu and his wife. Whenever the pastor tells Audu the truth, Audu say, "Oh, the pastor, my wife is, I think she's having an affair with the pastor. That's why the pastor doesn't want to say." God, he told his wife, "I'm not going to that church again. We're going to go to another church." The wife said Audu was moving her. Within the short space of time that they've been in the UK for 3 years, they've attended more than 5 churches. Whenever there's one problem, she will say, "Okay, should we tell the pastor, since we don't want to involve our family?" When they tell out the truth, the man will say, "Do you know what I was doing in Nigeria? I was a businessman. I was doing what?" The woman said she is tired. This man has pride. And the woman said in Nigeria, before they left, and whenever she disagrees with Audu will give her a dirty slap. "Paul, why are you talking to me like the same?" The woman said the same mentality. The mentality, that is how the man will talk to her. "Oh, you're eating too much now. You're putting on too much weight. You're slim." The woman said, "The man is always bringing me down. What kind of relationship is it?" Meanwhile, when the woman now realized that everything is now going really bad in the UK, the woman then called Audu's mom and told Audu's mom and said, "Look, this is what your son is doing in the UK." The moment the woman told Audu's mom, the woman said that was the biggest mistake that she made. As soon as she told Audu's mom, and Audu's mom called Audu and told Audu, "This is what your wife said." The woman, Audu said, "Mama, the woman is now having an affair. She's having an affair. She's disrespectful. She says in England, women don't greet men." Everything that the man was complaining about, the woman's Audu's mom was saying the same thing. The same thing. "Oh, my daughter, my son said you don't respect him again in England. That's how you guys do when they take you guys to England." The woman said she endured all this pain because of what people will say, because she was worried that even if the man is wrong and she ends up acting in a way, people will always blame her. Even if the man is wrong, people out there will call her, "Oh, When you were in Nigeria, you didn't have anything. The man was the one that was doing everything. The woman said it got to a point. One day she went to work, she broke down and she started crying. When she started crying, her supervisor noticed that she wasn't herself. She said the supervisor gave her a hug and say, what is the problem, Mariam? What is the problem? She just burst out and cried. So that she couldn't hold it because she said she's been holding it for too long that she didn't really, she felt like she just couldn't hold it anymore. As soon as she started crying, her supervisor asked her, Mariam, what is the problem? That is when she told her, look, I am going through pain in my marriage. This is what I am going through. The woman said, look, you need to call the police. Meanwhile, the night before that incident, Audu pushed the woman when they were having an argument. He pushed the woman and said, now you're being disrespectful. You don't respect me again. As soon as Audu pushed the woman fell down. And the woman went to work that day. She was crying. That was when her colleague now said, look, you need to call police. If you do not leave this relationship, you may not live with your life. The woman said, I am a Catholic. Me and my husband, we married in court. I cannot leave this relationship. I want this relationship to work. But the woman said, your husband, 3 jobs, they've sacked him because it just couldn't cope with the job. You are trying to everything, and this man is still expecting you to do everything at home. If you continue in this relationship, you are going to lose your life. Audu's wife said that was the day she realized that when she heard the story of the Nigerian man who killed his wife in Norwich because of similar situation, that was when she started thinking that, look, this cannot continue anymore. As soon as Audu came back, the woman said when she got the advice, she did not want to end the relationship. She was still undecided. She was thinking, should I listen to the advice I've just been given or should I end the relationship? When she went to home that day, she came back, she went to sleep. The same time, how do you still say, oh, you need to go and get, the woman said what really upset her that night. The 2 nights she's been working back to back, long shift, not rest, because she's trying to cover all the bills in the house. As soon as she went to sleep, it's not even up to 4 hours. The man is now again knocking, say, you need to go and pick the kid. The woman said what really, really upset her. She opened, when she was at work, she saw Aldo's post on Facebook. He's just posting pictures of himself with champagne, dress up well, smart, dress up, and women were liking his picture. And the woman said, when she saw all these things, this man is not bringing anything to the table. I am the one that is carrying on the family responsibility, and this man is still doing this. When the man then go and meet her, say, look, you need to wake up, go and take the kids for school. She snaps, say, you go and bring the kids for school. What's wrong with you? I said what she said. That was the first time she raised her voice. As soon as, because she'd been taking it too long. He said, as soon as she raised her voice, that the man raised his voice as well. They started shouting, and she said, I've had enough of you, of this relationship. The man pushed her. She said, as soon as Audu pushed her, she pushed him very, very hard. The man fell. Oh, Audu started shouting, so now you have the audacity, you that I removed from poverty, you and your family almost died. So now you have the audacity to raise your hands at me. You have the audacity to raise your hands on me. The man started beating the hell out of this poor woman. He beat this woman to the point the woman almost collapsed. It was the neighbor who was hearing the woman's cry that called the police. They called the police. When the police came, Audu was arrested. When Audu was arrested, the woman said she was taken. They asked her if they called the paramedics. The paramedics examined her. They asked her if they should take her to hospital. She said no, she's fine. And they did check. They said she looks okay, but maybe she should go and speak to her GP. The woman said as soon as Audu was taken out, she called the home office and said, you know what? I don't want this man to remain in this relationship. I want to cancel the visa sponsorship. The police told out, she told the police that she's already informed the home office that Audu's visa. Because the police were not involved, the police then liaised with home office to say this man is look at what this man has done. The woman said she didn't want to press charge, but she withdrew her consent for him to remain in the country with the visa sponsorship. As Aldo did not return back to the house because the police are not involved, that was at the police working in the home office. Aldo was arrested and he was eventually deported. Before he was deported back to Nigeria, his family, they have already been threatening this woman that they're going to burn this woman's family's house. The fact is that the woman is now saying she had to do what she had to do because that was the only way she could save her sanity. That if she did not do that, she knows that she will not come out of that marriage alive. Do you blame the woman? Some people are saying that the woman should have fought for her marriage, should have done everything, given that they have two children together, and the man was there for her when she didn't have anything. But the woman said, I had enough. I had to do what I have to do. Let me know what your views are, whether you blame the woman or you think that, yes, I'll do, given the fact that 3 jobs the woman looked for, 3 jobs for Aldo. Aldo did not last more than 2 weeks in the job. He was sacked because he was late, he was rude to his boss, and the woman was the one that was carrying the family responsibility for 3 years in the UK. Let me know whether you have any sympathy for Aldo or you think that the woman acted in good faith. If you have any story that you want to share with us, you can WhatsApp also a story. Don't forget to do a like, share. We have to end domestic violence.